The entire history of Roman empires. For over 1,000 years, the Roman Empire stood as the most powerful force in the world. It rose from a humble city on the Italian peninsula to dominate continents. It built roads, laws, and cities, shaping the very foundation of Western civilization. And then it fell. But its legacy? That remains eternal. Our story begins not with history, but with legend. Deep in the heart of Italy, a kingdom was born from myth, a tale passed down through generations. The story of Romulus and Remus. According to Roman mythology, the twins were the sons of Mars, the god of war, and Rhea Silvia, a Vestal virgin. Their birth threatened King Romulus, who had seized the throne of Alba Longa and ordered the infants cast into the Tiber River to die. But fate had other plans. Raised by the she-wolf and later taken in by a shepherd named Faustulus, Romulus and Remus grew into strong warriors. They learned of their royal lineage and sought to reclaim what was rightfully theirs. Leading an uprising, they overthrew King Romulus and restored their grandfather, Numitor, to the throne of Alba Longa. But their destiny lay elsewhere. Seeking to establish their own city, the brothers ventured to the banks of the Tiber, debating where to build their settlement. The disagreement turned deadly. In a fit of rage, Romulus killed Remus and declared himself the sole ruler. On April 21st, 753 BCE, he founded Rome. Reality, however, paints a different picture. Rome was likely founded through the merging of Latin and Sabine tribes, strategically positioned for trade and defense. Over time, it grew into a thriving city, influenced by the Etruscans, who contributed to its early infrastructure and governance. This small city-state would soon become a republic, then an empire, and ultimately, one of the greatest civilizations in human history. By 509 BCE, Rome had taken a radical step in governance. Discontent with the rule of its last king, Tarquin the Proud, the Roman people overthrew the monarchy and established a republic. A new system where power rested not in the hands of a single ruler, but within elected officials and institutions. This was a momentous shift, one that would define Rome for nearly 5 centuries. The Roman Republic was built on a complex system of checks and balances. 2 consuls, elected annually, held executive power, while the Senate, composed of Rome's elite, crafted policies and advised them. This division of power sought to prevent tyranny, but it also ensured that the wealthy aristocracy, the patricians, held the greatest influence over governance. However, Rome was not just a city of elites. The plebeians, the common citizens, soon demanded a voice in government. Through years of struggle, known as the conflict of the orders, they gradually secured greater rights, including the creation of the tribunes of the plebs, officials who could veto unfair laws. As the Republic grew, so too did its ambitions. Rome expanded through relentless military campaigns, first consolidating control over the Italian peninsula and then clashing with powerful adversaries abroad. The most famous of these conflicts were the Punic Wars against Carthage. One of the greatest threats to Rome came in the form of the Carthaginian general Hannibal Barca, who, in 218 BCE, led a daring march across the Alps with war elephants, striking fear into the heart of Italy. Despite his brilliance, Rome endured. In 46 BCE, after 3 long wars, Carthage was utterly destroyed. Rome emerged as the dominant power of the Mediterranean, but its victories came at a cost. The Republic was weakened by corruption, civil unrest, and power struggles. Figures like Julius Caesar seized control, culminating in his assassination and the rise of Octavian, later known as Augustus, the first emperor of Rome. With the Republic in ruins, Octavian emerged as Rome's supreme ruler. In 27 BCE, he took the title Augustus, marking the dawn of the Roman Empire. No longer a mere city-state, Rome now controlled vast territories spanning 3 continents. The empire ushered in the Pax Romana, the golden age of relative peace lasting over 200 years. Roads, aqueducts, and monumental architecture flourished. The Colosseum, Pantheon, and sprawling Roman baths stood as testaments to Rome's grandeur. Yet, beneath the surface, tensions grew. Corruption, economic strain, and external threats plagued the empire. The crisis of the 3rd century saw Rome divided, its borders under constant attack from Germanic tribes and Persian forces. In 285 CE, Emperor Diocletian attempted to stabilize Rome by splitting it into eastern and western halves. The Eastern Empire, later known as Byzantium, thrived. But the West? It crumbled. In 476 CE, the last emperor, Romulus Augustulus, was deposed by the Germanic chieftain Odoacer. The empire had fallen, yet its legacy endured in law, language, and culture, shaping the very foundations of modern civilization. Rome's greatness seemed eternal, but no empire lasts forever. The seeds of its fall had been sown centuries earlier. Internal corruption, economic decline, and relentless invasions by foreign tribes slowly eroded the foundations of the Western Roman Empire. By the 3rd and 4th centuries CE, Rome was a shadow of its former self. The empire had been divided in 285 CE by Emperor Diocletian to better manage its vast territories. The Eastern Roman Empire, later known as Byzantium, thrived, but the West faced a different fate. Germanic tribes such as the Visigoths, Vandals, and Ostrogoths ravaged Roman lands. In 410 CE, the unthinkable happened. Rome itself was sacked by the Visigothic king Alaric. Finally, in 476 CE, the last emperor of the Western Roman Empire, Romulus Augustulus, was deposed by the Germanic chieftain Odoacer. The empire had officially fallen. Yet, though the empire fell, Rome's legacy lived on. Its laws, culture, and architecture influenced the world for centuries to come. The empire had died, but Rome remained eternal. As the Western Roman Empire crumbled, its eastern half endured. Known as the Byzantine Empire, it carried the legacy of Rome for over 1,000 years, centered around its grand capital, Constantinople. Founded by Emperor Constantine in 330 CE, Constantinople was strategically located between Europe and Asia, becoming the wealthiest and most powerful city in Christendom. It withstood invasions, economic shifts, and religious schisms, adapting where the Western Empire had failed. Under Justinian I, the Byzantines sought to reclaim Rome's former glory. His general Belisarius led brilliant military campaigns, briefly reconquering Italy, North Africa, and parts of Spain. But internal strife and external threats, from the Arab caliphates to the relentless Ottomans, wore down the empire. Finally, in 1453, after a brutal siege, Constantinople fell to the Ottoman Turks under Sultan Mehmed II, marking the true end of Rome's legacy. Though the empire was lost, its influence persisted. Byzantine culture, law, and Orthodox Christianity shaped Eastern Europe and Russia for centuries. Rome was gone, but its spirit lived on. Though the Roman Empire has long since vanished, its influence remains woven into the fabric of our modern world. Rome was more than a city, more than an empire. It was an idea of governance, law, engineering, and culture that continues to shape our societies today. Roman law serves as the foundation for many legal systems worldwide. The Republic inspired the governance of nations, including the United States and much of Europe. Latin, once the language of Rome, remains the root of many languages spoken today. Rome's architectural feats, its roads, aqueducts, and amphitheaters, stand as testaments to its engineering brilliance. Even now, roads built by Roman engineers remain in use, and modern stadiums echo the design of the Colosseum. And though the empire collapsed, its spirit endured in the Byzantine Empire, the Catholic Church, and the Renaissance, which sought to revive Rome's classical ideals. Rome may have fallen, but its legacy is eternal. And as long as humanity values law, innovation, and culture, the echoes of Rome will never fade.